working with the American Red Cross.
Reporting from the State House.
Student here at Suffolk University.
Boston Neighborhood Network.
We're getting the biggest update.
Have nearly double the capacity.
MBTA official.
Convenience store like this. I'm reporter Maria Valdes. Join me on the next edition of Suffolk News.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Suffolk U News, the weekly news program brought to you by the Department of Communication and Journalism at Suffolk University. I'm Katie Sampson from Nashua, New Hampshire.
And I'm Angela Christoforos from Salem, Massachusetts. We're happy to be bringing you news from and around campus and the city. We're also happy to be coming to you courtesy of your cable company and the internet.
And the winner in Ohio is Mitt Romney, at least the morning after Super Tuesday presidential primary voting it is.
Super Tuesday is, of course, super important on the way to the Republican nomination for president. And as Tuesday turns to Wednesday, it seems our former governor won the state most election analysts say was the most important of the 10 in which people went to the polls. The much-respected Suffolk University poll indicated that Rick Santorum was going to win the battle in Ohio. For much of Super Tuesday night, that looked like it was going to be the case. But as night approached midnight, Romney votes first caught and then passed the tally for Santorum. Statistically, the SU poll showed this might be the case, highlighting how hard it was to call Ohio. Director of the Political Research Center, David Paleologos, believes Ohio will decide the national election.
I would say the importance would be Ohio and Florida. Those are the states that really flip. Now, if you go back 20, 40, 30 years, that's what decides national elections.
Romney won Massachusetts, capturing 72% of the vote.
While the state primary may be over, all eyes are now turning to what may be the most anticipated Senate race in the country.
Incumbent Senator Scott Brown and presumed challenger Elizabeth Warren will be battling for the Senate seat come November. A recent Suffolk University poll has Brown on top, but most polls show Warren with a slight edge.
Suffolk U News reporter Andrew Scheinthal is here live in the studio with more on what looks now like what will be a very close election. Andrew?
Thank you, Katie and Angela. Democrats are hoping to regain control of the Senate seat long held by Ted Kennedy. Republicans believe current Senator Scott Brown will not be leaving Washington anytime soon, but Elizabeth Warren is hoping to change that, and she is putting her focus on America's blue-collar workers.
This, for me, is all about what's happening to America's middle class. They're getting hammered.
Throughout the mayhem of election season, Senator Brown tells voters he's able to bring more to the table, and his record of reaching across the aisle in Washington may help him once again win the traditionally blue state.
I'm a problem solver, a bridge builder. I'm going to continue to be that independent voter and thinker down in Washington.
But Warren believes the senator has forgotten about small businesses, and that is what she hopes to draw attention to this election cycle.
I really see it as small businesses are the future of America, but only if we give them the support they need and deserve.
The senator defeated the odds last time around by winning the former Kennedy seat, and he has a plan in mind on how he can do it once again.
Well, obviously to remind people why they voted for me and make sure that I can draw the distinctions between Professor Warren and me.
And those distinctions that Senator Brown hopes to draw are his core beliefs of lower taxes and fighting to repeal the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. So, Katie and Angela, one of the things he's also trying to do is paint himself as an independent. This way he can try to get those independent voters that matter, as well as some Democrats that may have voted for him last time.
Independent voters can really make a huge difference in an election.
Especially this one, which seems like it's going to be so close. Thank you, Andrew. Bay State lawmakers are working to make it easier for people to get tested for HIV. The state Senate has approved a proposal which eliminates the need for doctors to get written consent from patients to test for the virus. They'll only need verbal consent. This proposal comes as federal lawmakers continue to promote more HIV testing during routine medical checkups.
A new bank fee may be hitting the pockets of Bank of America customers soon. The charge will target those with checking accounts who choose not to bank online. Massachusetts is one of 3 states that are currently testing the new fees, up to $9 a month. Bank of America is not yet sure when the fee will apply to checking accounts nationwide. The Boston Conservation Commission is holding public hearings to review various projects around the city to remove, install, and improve conditions of public interest. The Boston Yacht Haven Inn is requesting to amend conditions of existing floats by removing them and installing new and improved piles at 87 Commercial Wharf. The new docks will be made of stone instead of wood. The New England Aquarium is requesting the installation of a new diesel-powered generator to be added on an existing concrete slab. The hearing will also discuss issues with piers around Logan Airport in East Boston and on Thompson Island in Dorchester Bay.
While one neighborhood hopes to make new additions, the city of Boston already has changes in the works. The people who bring us the Hubway Bike program are continuing efforts to build a biking community. They're donating 1,000 bikes to low-income residents this year. Program volunteers taught 8,000 children how to ride. About 20 miles of bike lanes will be added this year, including the downtown Boston area. Suffolk students may be seeing changes where they get their morning coffee. Downtown coffee shop Thinking Cup is hoping to open its second location on Dern Street, more specifically where Dern Street Deli now stands. The site's new owners are planning to ask the Beacon Hill Civic Association this week to support licenses for food and takeout for this new coffee shop. Dern Street Deli employees tell us the move is for financial reasons, saying that the rent was not affordable during the summer.
As one business expands in the city, another is being shut out. Northeastern University had plans to bring Atlanta-based restaurant Chick-fil-A to the Student Center, but the school's student government decided against it after reports of the food chain's support of groups against gay and lesbian rights. Chick-fil-A fired back with the school's decision, calling the decision hasty and based on one side of misinterpreted reports.
An FDA warning letter is being given to the makers of the new inhalable product that satisfies caffeine cravings. As Suffolk News reported previously, Harvard professor David Edwards created AeroShot. Now the company that sells it is being told that the labeling of its product has false or misleading statements. The FDA is also concerned with the safety of the inhalable caffeine and its use by children and teenagers, as well as combining it with alcohol.
A Suffolk alumnus is using his journalism degree to shed light on the Occupy movement in Boston. John Forrester is co-director of the documentary called The Occupiers, which shows Occupy Boston from its start in September to taking down the final tent 3 months later. Forrester says he hopes the documentary will create an identity for Occupy Boston.
No one knows what it is exactly, and I don't think they even know what it is exactly, but that's kind of a cool part of it. It's going to be what they as a community, as a group, want it to be.
Forrester and his team filmed for months, sometimes even sleeping in random tents in Dewey Square. He says the documentary focuses on the community aspect of the movement rather than political.
Well, for many students, the only thing on their minds is spring break.
But for others, preparing for upcoming performances is their main priority. Suffolk Scene reporter Amanda Klessens will bring you more on the performances that students are hard at work at here at Suffolk University and around town.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
No matter where you live, life in the ocean depends on you. To help protect our ocean, recycle and dispose of your trash properly. To learn what you can do, go to keepoceansclean.org.
Oh, those boys are much too much.
Spring break is upon us this upcoming week, and a lot of people are going on vacation.
But what about the people who aren't going away? Suffolk Scene reporter Amanda Klessens here in the studio to tell us what they can do next week. Amanda?
There's definitely a lot going on in Boston while students are on break. Part of the Scene this weekend and for the next 4 weekends, Deported, a dream play at Suffolk's Modern Theater. Presented by the Boston Playwrights Theater in association with Suffolk University, Deported will run through April 1st. Deported tells a story that playwright Joyce Van Dyke feels is rarely told, one about the Armenian genocide. Ken Balton and Isaiah Rotundi Gray, actors in the play, learned about the genocide while preparing for this play.
The most interesting aspect of this play is why people don't talk about these horrible experiences, and thus the experiences can tend to get lost in history.
Just learning about the history of it, I was pretty ignorant in the beginning, so it was fascinating to learn about this genocide.
Deported will tell the story through memories, dreams, music, and dance, all woven into a tale of friendship. Call 866-811-4111 for tickets. Again, for tickets to Deported, a Dream Play, call 866-811-4111 and check it out at our very own Modern Theater in downtown Crossing. At the Boston Center for Arts on Tremont Street, it's an exhibit by Peruvian artist William Cordova. It's called This One's For You and features sculpture, video, and works on paper. Details at bcaonline.org. The exhibit runs through April 15th, and again, you can find more information at bcaonline.org. The New England School of Art and Design at Suffolk University is #3 for interior design schools. Design Intelligence magazine has named the school in its list of America's top 10 for the year 2012. Now the design school plans to celebrate the honor with an event. Interior design student Rebecca Goldstein helped plan the event that will host guest speaker and Suffolk alum Michael Moeller.
I think it's partially a celebration and the recognition that we're #3 and embracing that, but I also think that it's a learning experience from the guest speaker.
The event will be held at Montage on Friday, March 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The Suffolk University Office of Service Learning will be sponsoring their annual Oreo cookie relay race this Friday to end Unity Week. Teams of 4 will compete to see who can finish their Oreos the fastest. All proceeds raised from this event will go towards the 10 alternative spring break trips held this year. In its 3rd year as a Suffolk Performing Arts group, Rampage Show Choir is selling out shows. In the past year, the group has performed in the Unity Week showcases and around campus with other groups, but this year they are breaking out on their own. Rampage is hosting a cabaret dinner show that will include a 3-course meal. The show will consist of pop and modern show tunes combined with dance performances.
I'm extremely excited, and I'm going to be very relieved when it's all passed because it's very, very stressful, but I'm very, very excited.
Tickets for the show sold out in 1 hour following a highly anticipated performance on Thursday. The group will get back to the dance studio to rehearse for its upcoming show in the Performing Arts Office Spring Show this April. So there's definitely a lot going on, but I'm really excited about that Oreo relay race.
Oh, I'm really excited. I love Oreos. I've been preparing for that race for the past couple weeks now.
And it's fitting because Oreo actually turned 100 this week, so that's pretty cool too.
Who knew?
Yeah. Thanks, Amanda. Mother Nature is unable to make up her mind this winter. Teams have been forced to continue practicing indoors. We'll take you inside the brand new Rams Athletic Complex to see how teams are preparing for spring, even when it snows. As spring sports are starting up, off the field, both students and faculty are being recognized for their success as Suffolk News continues.
Stay with us as Alex Melian brings you more on those being honored in the athletic community.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov and let the journey begin.
Have a banana. Eating well and playing go together like best friends.
You better believe it.
With the food pyramid, the bare necessities of living healthy are easy.
Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
So eat right. Be active.
I'll move. That's it.
And don't forget to have fun. That's the way to be the best.
You're lots of fun, Baloo.
At anything you do. You can go to mypyramid.gov to play some games and find out more.
It's always nice to be recognized for your hard work.
Definitely, and I hear that our athletic trainer here on Suffolk's campus is getting an award.
Yeah, he actually got an award, and he's actually being inducted into the Hall of Fame, so I didn't no idea there was a Hall of Fame, but it's pretty cool that he got into the Hall of Fame.
Sports reporter Alex Melian here in the studio to tell us more about sports. Alex.
Hi, thanks, Katie and Angela. Students aren't the only ones being recognized on campus at Suffolk University. Athletic trainer Jeff Stone will be inducted into the National Athletic Trainers Association Hall of Fame at the end of June. This award is the highest honor for trainers who carry out the mission of the NATA through contributions that enhance the quality of healthcare. Stone tells Suffolk U News how this award isn't just a compliment for him, but also for the university.
This is the highest. You know, I've been lucky to get a lot of awards and a lot of recognition, but it's also good recognition for Suffolk. And this is what people, I don't know if you strive for it, but it's a recognition of stuff that you've done. And it's a recognition from your peers, and that's the highest compliment, that they feel something towards me.
This award will add to Stone's most recent award for outstanding service to the Eastern Athletic Trainers Association in January of this year. Some athletes were also recognized this season for their exceptional play on the basketball court. Jackie Vinot and Matt Pepjanovich were both named to the GNAC Second Team All-Conference. Vinot led the Lady Rams in scoring and played a big role in the team's success this year. Pepjanovich averaged 13.6 rebounds per game for the Rams, which was second among all Division III players this season. While the winter teams catch up on sleep over spring break, a couple of Suffolk's teams will be trading the New England cold for some southern warmth. Suffolk U News reporter Aaron Sullivan tells us how the baseball team is preparing for its upcoming trip to Florida.
Despite the recent snow, the Suffolk University baseball team continues to practice inside the Rams Athletic Complex. Practices are in full swing as the team gets ready to start its season, and the boys are hard at work here preparing for Florida, where they will play 10 games in only 5 days.
It's all focused on baseball. It's really motivated, very driven down there for those 10 games.
Other players are excited to reunite with their teammates.
Our team chemistry, everybody getting along together, that's what really drives the team, and I think we're going to be pretty good this year.
The team spends 3 hours daily working on hitting, running, and conditioning. Assistant coach Anthony Del Preti says he's excited that most of the team is returning and expects a successful season.
We're looking to have a good season. Goals to win close to 30 games, hopefully make a run in the GNACs and get to the NCAA regionals.
Expectations are high for this team in its upcoming season, and the players are eager to prove their talents. Aaron Sullivan, Suffolk U News.
The team will be heading to the Sunshine State at the end of the week, where they will start their regular season. The Lady Rams softball is also practicing at the RIC in preparation for its own trip down south, landing in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The team will start its regular season there, playing a total of 8 games in just 4 days. Practicing indoors for 6 weeks now, the Lady Rams also hope that adjustment to the outdoors will come as an easy transition. Though the games are a focus for all the players, head softball coach Carrie LeMaster tells Suffolk U News what she's looking forward to most about traveling down south.
Just being with my team of 11 players for 7 days straight and forming a bond between the players and the coaches and the upperclassmen and the lowerclassmen, seeing them develop as a team and becoming friends.
The Lady Rams will return to Boston on the 17th to swing into its season back home. We'll tell you all about the results from the team's trips down south on the next edition of Suffolk U News. The most successful team at Suffolk is also looking to make a racket this season. After winning its 3rd consecutive GNAC championship last year, the men's tennis team is practicing in anticipation of the 2012 season. Prospects are high, and both players and coaches believe that the Rams could win the conference again this season.
Last year was a pretty good season. We went 14-1, so we have pretty high expectations. We lost 2 really good players this year, but we got a lot of new players, like athletes from like Europe and Spain and stuff like that. So I mean, it's going to be a good team, and yeah, I think we should be able to take the conference.
The Rams' lone loss last year came against Babson, and they will get a chance for revenge on April 17th. Now, guys, the women's basketball team, they didn't do so well this season. They lost in the ECAC finals, so it was tough.
Good luck to our softball and baseball teams competing out south.
And the tennis team. Yeah. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, guys.
That does it for this edition of Suffolk U News, the weekly news program brought to you by the Department of Communication and Journalism at Suffolk University. I'm Katie Sampson.
And I'm Angela Christopoulos. Thank you for watching us, courtesy of your cable company and the internet.
Be sure to continue to watch Suffolk U News following our upcoming spring break, bringing you more from the school with the heart in the heart of the city.
Goodbye.